Hey everyone, this is Kapil Bhatia. Welcome to my channel Infinite Study. Students, today we are going to learn another concept of Python, that is recursion. In functions chapter, you have learned how to create and invoke function in Python. Inside the function bodies, we can include function call of other function. Now what is recursion? Actually, recursion is a way to solving a problem having a function call itself, or we can say whenever a function call itself, it is called recursion. Actually, recursion refers a programming technique in which a function calls itself either directly or indirectly. But whenever recursion takes place, code must be fulfill the following requirement. Number 1, it must have a case whose result is known or computed without any recursive calling, that is called base case. The base case must be reachable for some argument or parameters. And second is, it also have recursive case where by function call itself. Okay. To see how it is work exactly, let me show you some examples. Now let's create a function and try to call itself. So when you want to create a function, first we use def keyword followed by function name. Let my function name is display. And in function display, I just write print computer science. And inside the function, I just call display function. That means function call itself. And finally, I just call display function in main program. Okay. So before executing this program, let's try to understand the flow of execution of this program. So as you can see in this program, the first line of this program is a function header or declaration of the function. So the entire body of the function will skip and control move to line number 4. At line number 4, as you can see, we just call a display function, so control move to line number 1 and try to execute the body of this program. So at line number 2, here you can see computer science will print onto screen, and as control move to line number 3, display function again call. So again display function print computer science onto screen and call itself. So that means it works repeatedly, or we can say display function call itself endlessly. Okay, so when I run this code, you can see here, you can see so many times computer science print on screen, and finally Python will return an error, maximum recursion depth exceeded while calling a Python object. Actually, the problem with this code is that it is a recursive program, but recursion code is not sensible. You must write a sensible recursive code that has clearly defined where to stop. So for that, if we talk how to write a sensible recursive code, it will fulfill the following requirements. Every recursive code must have a case whose result is known or computed without any recursive calling, that is called the base case, and it also have recursive case whereby function call itself. To better understand these points, let's consider a program. The best example for recursion is factorial of a number. So to find the factorial of given number, I just create a function named factorial and want to calculate the factorial of n. So n is passed into this function as an argument. As I told you, write or sensible recursive code, there must be a base case. That means when function terminate. So as I know, the factorial of 1 and factorial of 0 is equal to 1. So if n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 0, it will return 1. Otherwise, it will return n into, and here I am calling factorial function itself, okay, and pass the value of n minus 1. Now I take input from user. And print factorial of given number is equal to then factorial of a. Before executing this program, let's try to understand the flow of execution of this program. Okay, So the program must be start from line number 6 because at line number 1 you can see function declaration is here. So control move to line number 6 and here I take input from user and store value into variable A. At line number 7 here you can see a print statement factorial of given number is equal to, and I am calling factorial function and pass the value of A. So A will give the value to n and factorial function start for execution, and here you can see suppose the input value is 5. Okay, so the value of n is 5, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 0, that means condition is false, and here you can see return n into, that means 5 into, and I just call factorial function inside factorial function, that means it is called recursive case. But in this case the value for n is now 5 minus 1, that means 4. So here now the value of n is equal to 4, 4 is equal to 1, 4 is equal to 0, 4 conditions are false, that means it will return 4 into, and again I will call factorial function and the value for n is now 4 minus 1, that means 3. So same case will be repeated, that means now 3 into, it will return 3 into, and the value of n minus 1, that means 2. Again condition is false, it will return 2 into, and the value of n is 1. Now n is equal to 1, condition is 2, it will return 1, and here you can see I am not calling factorial function again. Okay, so as soon as it will return 1, the final output print onto screen, that means the result of 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now let's try to run this code. Now here you can see prompt has come, let input number is 5. Now the factorial of given number is equal to 1 to 2. So I hope you understand how recursive function works. Now let's take one more example to calculate power of a to b by using recursive function. Okay. So for that first I declare function power, and in this function pass two argument a comma b. If the value of b is equal to 1, function should return a, otherwise it will return a multiplied by, again I call power function, and now I pass a comma b minus 1. Here I am using a is equal to int input number, b is equal to int input enter another number. Now print a to power b is equal to here I am calling power function and just pass a comma b. Now let's try to execute this code. As you can see prompt has come, let my first number is 2, second number is 4. Now here you can see 2 to power 4 is equal to 16. So I hope you understand by using recursive function how we can calculate a to power b. Now let's take one more example, write a function that takes some integer n as a parameter and returns the n Fibonacci number by using recursive function. You already implement Fibonacci series in class 11, okay, but by using loop. Here I am showing you how to implement Fibonacci series up to n term by using recursive function. So for that first I declare a function, let function name is fib and n is turn value, so n is passed into this function as an argument. As we know the first element or first term of Fibonacci series is 0, so that means if n is equal to 1, it will return 0, and the second term of Fibonacci series is equal to 1, So if n is equal to 2, it will return 1. And as you know, each succeeding number is the sum of two preceding numbers. So for that, I just return n minus 1 plus FIB of n minus 2. Okay. Now n is equal to, first I take input, that means up to term value you want to print the Fibonacci series. So for that I just write input, enter value of n. Next I start for loop for I in range 1 comma n plus 1, and in this loop I just print FIB of I, comma, then end is equal to 1 comma. Okay. Now let's try to run this code. Sorry, here I am using elif. Now let's try. So enter value of n. I want to print first 5 element of Fibonacci series. So now you can see 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's try one more time. Now I want to print the first 10 element of Fibonacci series. So here you can see 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21 and 34. So I hope you understand how to print Fibonacci series by using recursive function. Okay. So student, I hope you understand all about recursive function. Okay. If you have any query, let me know. That is it for today class. See you in my next class. Till then, take care and thanks for watching this video.